Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens. This is part 2 of a 2-part recap. If you're like, hey, wait a minute, I didn't hear part 1. Guys, it's because we put out a lot of recaps. Go back and listen to part 1, okay? It's before this one.
So then, so now we go to Paul and Dolores. They go to the gym. They don't go to her gym, her former gym, with Maz. They go to a different gym with Frank, but not Frank. It's
well,
Frank too.
Well, who else would it be? Who else would own a gym here named Frank?
Yeah.
Frank. That's
New
who.
Frank.
New Frank. Different Frank.
So Paulie's like, so they go in and he's like, oh, Frank, I actually think I'm going to change his name because I can't fucking deal with any more Franks. I'm like, your name is Paulie and you live in New Jersey. Can you look in the mirror here, sir?
So they talk about her lemon pants, I guess. He's like, I got to squeeze those lemons. You're looking good there. And they start talking about how much he's lost because he's like having a glow up. She's like, how's your glow up, Paulie? How you feeling with your glow up? He's like, how's your glow up feeling? I don't want any more surgery on you. You're not getting any more surgery or I'm not ever getting a divorce. God damn, these men trying to tell me when I can and cannot get surgery. Let me tell you, this is my body. This is a full-time job keeping all of this up, okay? You think focaccia iguanas make themselves? They don't.
You think you could just walk from the kitchen to the living room, back to the kitchen again? No, those are my choices. So
she's talking about how all these men are trying to tell her about their body, and we see flashbacks to David. And she's somehow differentiating this from David because she's like, in a lot of ways, Paulie has shown me commitment. He's lost 14 pounds. David never did that.
He doesn't park a motorcycle in the living room.
That's helpful.
He did put a focaccia in the shape of a motorcycle in the living room.
You know what? Baby steps. Baby steps is what we're taking in this relationship. So then they start talking about Jackie. And she's like, oh, my God, Jackie, she's a nuclear bomb right now because Teresa and Jen Aiden are going to squeeze her and anything you ever said about anybody is going to be repeated. All right. So you might want to let me hear it from you before I hear it from her. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, well, if people are looking to take blows at people afraid, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe.
So now we go over to the Cabral household where Danielle and Nate are getting ready for the big Tulum party. And Danielle's like, I think tonight's it's a hedonism. Like, I think of hedonism when I think of Tulum. Is that off? And he's like, is it off if I tell you I don't even know what hedonism is? She goes, you don't know what hedonism is? It's like a vacation where people get naked and do crazy sex things. I was like, okay, so both of you don't know what hedonism is the answer?
Not what it is.
That's not hedonism.
I guess that would be an example of
it.
Yeah, I guess that would be an example of hedonism.
Margaret just opens the door with, okay, you idiots. Hedonism is neither of those things. Get a dictionary. I'm so frustrated right now. I spent an afternoon with Rachel Fuda serving me stale donuts in her backyard that smelled like dog shit. Okay, goodbye.
You know what hedonism is? Fashion advice for Joe. He done needism. Needs it. Okay? So Dolores and Polly, back to Dolores and Polly. So now everybody's getting ready. That was really stupid. I'm sorry.
I love that.
It out.
He done.
So Dolores and Polly getting ready for the Joan party. That was what?
That was for you, Joan.
That was for you, Joan. R.I.P. Joan. Okay.
Joan
All right,
yeah, Dolores and Polly are getting ready, and she's trying to come up with like a flowy outfit or whatever. And Polly's like, "Oh, your outfit though, like." This your outfit really goes with my sombrero more. And she's like, Paul, I don't think this is a sombrero type of party. Could you imagine if he showed up at this thing? First of all, don't show up in
no party is a sombrero party.
The
Paul.
sombrero
okay,
game.
Let me just help you out here. No party is a sombrero
unless you're actually in a band.
A mariachi band.
A mariachi band where you're playing it sincerely.
Which even that would be questionable.
But if you're just like a white guy from New Jersey at a party that has a vaguely Mexican quality to it,
no Cinco de Mayo at the Applebee's happy hour, Paul. Okay? Not there either, Paul. All right?
Oh, jeez.
It's not a sombrero type of party, Paul. I feel like I could just put Dolores quotes from this entire season together and be happy. I would be happy with the entire season if it was just all Dolores quotes. This isn't a sombrero type of party, Paul.
How many times? How many times does she have to say that to Paul though? It's like, Paul, It's a Gatsby party. It's not a sombrero party.
Well, so then we go over to the Aiden house, and she's like putting a headpiece on and stuff, and he's in his favorite place, the couch bed, the bed couch. He goes, "Ooh, you look so eccentric in your headpiece. You know, one thing I love is head."
How you like it, Bill? You missed Tulum when we went there for her 50th. It's kind of like you're in the jungle, but a complete spa sanctuary. Sort of like sanctuary, but a real sanctuary. But like, I don't know how zen it's gonna be tonight, knowing all the drama that went down at the Gorgas household party, Bill.
I remember you being in Tulum. Talk about hedonism. In Tulum? No, here, pool house. 2024 in the pool. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Bill, this isn't a sombrero kind of a party, Bill.
Also, did you notice I felt like every time they cut to Jennifer in the scene, they had face-tuned her. It was like she suddenly had no facial features. She just was like 2 eyes and like 2 holes where the nose was. It was like they put some sort of AI filter on her face in this scene. I don't know why.
So then it's really Annette Bening. They're like, Jennifer Aiden actually got fired after the fight scene, and we needed to do some pickups. So it's Annette Bening with an AI face.
And that's just going to do anything to get that Oscar.
That's like, listen, I will work my way back up into the Oscar voters' good graces.
There's a fox on the block, baby. Pizza bagel.
I would never do that to one of my hair girls.
So back to Nate and Danielle, and they're just talking about like, oh, this is the first time Dolores and Jackie are going to be together since the slob remark. And then we cut to, we go back to Dolores and Paul. Everyone's like talking like, oh my God, they're like Jackie and Dolores. So now we're back to the Aidens, and Jennifer's like, oh, I think this is going to be a great way for me and Teresa to get to show Jackie, that we're not going to be friends with you like the way Margaret's friends with you. We're going to be like real friends, baby.
And then Danielle at her house
is that being a real friend to Dolores right now? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, well, I think she's saying we're going to be real friends with her and tell her that wasn't right, what she said about
I see
Dolores,
what you're saying.
right? They're going to be honest with her. And so then back at the Cabral house, Danielle's like,
Yeah, I'm actually real excited to see Jackie and Teresa together. I'm just trying to figure out if they both know they're using each other. One was using one, the other one's clueless. One using the other one, the other one's clueless. It's like crazy. They even know what the fuck they using over there. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, God, this girl's already off the rails.
I know. There's like foam, there's like a pile of foam at her feet. Like, I haven't seen Teresa since my brunch, and like I hope I'm not offended by me just like Rachel hang out with Melissa, because I don't think so, because Jen was at a bar too. And I don't even know.
Yeah. So then back to Polly and Dolores. She's like, let me tell you, yesterday when we met at the meditation place, Jen was still complaining about the Danielle fundraiser. Like they have some disagreements, her and Danielle. I mean, I hope they don't go that low with each other. It's like low enough now. You know what I mean? Are there any more slob texts? Just let me know. Just let me know. Just warn me now.
Hey, Bill, things between me and Danielle may be tense tonight, okay? It's been festering, it's been stepping and repeating, unlike our logo, okay? And like every time I see another example of something that she does, it adds to my disappointment in her character, okay? I mean, you threw out Lena. Poor, sweet Lena, who I only met last week, baby.
And then we see a flashback of Lena telling her story without, of course, also neglecting to mention that Lena was dragging Laura up into the VIP section too.
Yes. And
saying that Lena's a nobody. Who does that to poor Lena, baby?
So then she's like, yeah, I just think that Danielle's tacky and selfish, and I have no idea why Teresa would want to bring her into this group, let alone be friends with me. So then back to Danielle, said,
I don't know what the beef is with that one, but I heard things as what kind of friend she is, and now she's coming at me with these accusations. Those are horrible, and I don't do shit like that. If you don't vibe with me, okay, but I'm gonna have a problem if you keep talking about me to that one, then that one talks about me to that one, and then that one talks about me to that one. You got another thing coming, bitch.
So then we go over to Teresa's house, and Gia comes down to the kitchen. She's like, oh my God, Mom, your hair looks so good. And Teresa's like,
yeah, you like it?
Yeah, you didn't tell me you're doing anything fun. Like, I would have done something fun. I'm like, Gia, You haven't done something fun since you turned 18. Let's be honest. You went off to Rutgers and your soul disappeared. You're just like, hi, everyone. I'm Gia Judice.
I can't wait to see their show. You know about that, right? That it's called Making It New York. It's all the kids of Bravo. It's going to be Gia, Brooks Marks.
No.
That's all I remember, really.
What?
Like, it's all the kids of Bravo. That's who I remember. We'll have to talk about it at Crappy Hour next week. Yeah, it's a show starring all the kids living in New York City, filming together.
Wow. Is it Lauren Manzo going to be in the mix?
No, I don't
Riley?
think Lauren is, but I think Riley is.
Is Riley's stepsister? What's her name?
No, Kayla. No.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I'm going to make it in fashion.
What did I say? It's called Making It in the City, right?
Making it in the city. That is
Making It
wild. I wonder if Dorinda's daughter is going to be on it. Dorinda's daughter's older than
City.
these kids, though.
Bravo. Yeah, I don't think so. Her daughter's too awkward. No offense. Okay, 2 new shows coming to Bravo: Making It Manhattan and On Safari. Making It Manhattan, cast rumor, Bravo's problem, and this is Reddit, so let me see here. They're still testing phase. Well, this was a long time ago, but I think it's more really happening now. But let's see. Dylan and Brooks are said to have a little fling. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Riley Burris, Connor Kennedy, who is JFK's great nephew, Ava Dash, Brooks Marks, Ming Lee Simmons, Gia Judice, and YouTuber Dylan Geik. So yeah.
Wow.
Be good times. We're in.
Guess we'll keep an eye on that. Okay. So, Teresa.
Can you imagine Brooks and Gia in a scene together? Brooks, what are you doing to make it in Manhattan? I'm working on joggers in Manhattan. What are you doing? I'm thinking I'll represent pizza ovens in cases.
Wow.
Wow.
So, back at the party, Teresa, for her Tulum party, has made Portuguese custard cups. So we're staying on theme here. And then Gia's like, well, there shouldn't be any drama, so you shouldn't forget the dessert. And she goes,
Oh, I don't know about that, because Jackie's coming, and Jackie called Dolores a slob.
and she's like, oh my God, a slob? Why would she even do that?
That's the worst thing you can do. Does she know that you don't do that in Patterson?
Gia's also like doing her makeup, and she's looking in this like mirror that's like a decorative mirror that has all sorts of like stuff on it. I'm like, Gia, just use a regular mirror, please.
Yeah. What was she doing in the mirror? Was she flecking her brow? She was doing
She was doing
something crazy
something.
in that mirror. I couldn't tell what she was doing.
No, I just was like, why are you using this terrible mirror right now?
Okay, so then so then we go to the Tulum party. So Teresa goes back, she's like,
Oh my God, I brought Tulum to my house. Thanks everybody for bringing Tulum here, right? Where's the bongo guy?
and then they show her who's, of course, Teresa's like this. They're like Bruno, the bongo guy in quotations. And she's like,
I play the bongos. Bongo, bongo, bongo. I play the bongos.
Okay, Sheila Tree over there. So then everyone's like showing
Teresa, it's not a sombrero party.
So the Buddha head is there. It is the Buddha head. And everyone's showing up, like Jennifer Aiden's like,
Honey, hey, I didn't come to play, I came to slay, baby.
Yeah, so Danielle's coming in and she sees the glitter and freaks out. She's like,
Oh my God, free glitter? I'm the glitter girl. Whoa, you got glitter? Fucking A, give me some glitter, bitch.
so she starts doing her glitter. And then Jen is talking to Teresa. She's like,
Tulum was so fun when we went to Tulum. Remember we went to Tulum? I went to Tulum for Teresa's birthday, everybody. I was there, me, Jen. At Teresa's birthday in Tulum. We're besties.
and Jen and you know, Teresa's like,
Yeah, we went, we took a private jet.
and Jen Fester's like, wow. And Jennifer Aiden's like,
Yeah, it was my first time on a private jet.
well, I've never even had a first time. Which is their way of saying, like, yeah, you hang out with our team, you get a private jet. You hang out with Melissa's team, you get, like, a Toyota Corolla taking you to, like, the Meadowlands.
yeah. And Melissa's probably made out with the driver of it.
Yeah.
And Jen Fester's like, wait, Margaret who? Am I right? Margaret who? If I get a private plane over here, Margaret who? So they're like laughing or whatever. And then Danielle, all the ladies start gathering and saying hi. And they're asking about Jackie. So Jen's like, so Dolores, have you seen Jackie since the slab night? She's like, no, but you said she's coming, right?
Yeah, she's gonna come, huh?
So then Gia walks up and says hi, and Dolores like, you know what? I'm just done with her. I hadn't even heard from her, okay? And she's like,
Yeah, but maybe she'll say something to you here. Or maybe she'll say something about Margaret and expose her to everyone, huh?
It's a little late for me. It's a little bit late for me. So Jackie comes up and, Gia's like, oh my God, congrats on your book. She's like, thank you. Did you just do coke? Just kidding. Just kidding. It's funny. We can laugh about this now, right?
you know what? Not everybody is for everybody, just like not every sombrero is for every party. Paul, I can't believe you brought it.
Paul. Come on, Paul.
Come on, Paul.
So then Dolores, Jackie comes up to the party. She's, oh my God, wait, speaking of her, she's coming in now, Jackie's coming. So Jackie comes and Dolores just walks away. And she goes, I learned a long time ago, let somebody destroy themselves. Sometimes they can do it better than you. And I just sit back and watch. I literally watched Maz protein fart himself to death. Has anybody heard from Maz? No.
Yeah, I was there that night. Frank fell down that flight of stairs. Quote unquote, fell / was pushed by someone. I don't know. I was there. I watched the whole thing. I didn't say a thing. I just watched him destroy himself. So then Jennifer Fessler is like, so what's going on? What are we huddled about? Are we talking about airplanes again? Private jets? First times? And Jennifer Aiden's like,
No, we were just talking about Dolores. She was just mentioning that it would have been nice if Jackie had sent a text the next day.
and Jackie's like, well, no, I mean,
I felt funny, like, you know how bad I felt, like, do you think I should talk to Dolores tonight? You guys think I should do that?
And Jen's like,
Of course you should. Let me ask you something. Did you really write I hate her? Did you really write that, baby?
she's, well, in the moment I did hate her. She's like, Jackie, that's kind of extreme. Says Jen. Where we know, when we find out where this night is going, Jen's such a hypocrite.
I know.
She's like a pre-hypocrite. So she's like, I mean, look, I was just venting in the moment, like about the fact that Margaret exposing like that hurt Dolores too. This is Margaret being hurtful.
Yeah, but do you think that Margaret cares that Dolores is going to be insulted, baby?
Jackie's like,
Well, I don't know. I'm actually surprised. Well, she has an agenda to sabotage. Okay, well, I know you guys have your differences, and I really always thought she was a good person. And Teresa's like, oh my gosh, she's a terrible human being. I know she's your friend, but she's horrible. She's fucking horrible.
She's a horrible human being. Horrible.
And finally Jen Fessler's like, maybe I shouldn't be here for this. You guys go ahead. I'm going to walk away from this because I am friends with Margaret, but have fun bashing her. I'll just be right over there. Which, this wouldn't count for standing up for Margaret. I get it, but I will not be here, so that's something, right?
I'll be
At this
here
point,
reading
you're kind
brochures.
of being a shitty friend.
She is.
At first, I could say, okay, you're allowed to be friends with other people on the cast. It's not cool to try and stop you from that. But at this point, when people are like, literally, that woman is satanic and the worst person in the world, and you're just like, oh, I'll just walk over there while you continue this.
Yeah, they're literally calling Margaret the root of all evil. And she's like, well, I think I should probably walk away. I'll just say, I don't think this is appropriate. This is not appropriate. I'm just going to walk over here. She says it so quietly. They don't even hear her say it. And they don't even notice that she walks away.
Yeah. So then, Fessler kind of sucks in this moment. So then Jackie's like, oh my God, but it was just so low of Margaret to show that. Sorry, Jackie. You started this shit, Jackie. You don't get to play a victim on this one. I'm surprised Jackie is losing this badly in the season.
I know.
I always thought I always really respected her ability to go up against Teresa, to not give a shit. And even today when they're showing clips of her being like, oh, please, you didn't even write your own books. All of that. I loved that, Jackie. Who is this? Who is this person?
It's wild. I don't understand it at all. So Teresa's like,
You know what, though? I heard that you said that she said horrible things about Dolores and Paul. So do you want to go over to Dolores and tell her all the things that Margaret said about her? Maybe you can do that. She's like, no, I can't. I can't be that person, Tree. I really can't. No. Listen, ex my friend. I'm begging you, please. Talk shit about Margaret. The Dolores.
Please, I just want him to open their eyes.
And she goes, well, I need to get a drink first.
immediately. She goes, all right, get a drink.
So Teresa's like, okay, now I'll ply you with alcohol openly. So then they head to the bar, and then this new friend of arrives again. She's not doing anything. And she keeps trying. They keep giving her full-on entrances, right?
I know. They keep giving Tiffany and her lips big entrances, but she hasn't done anything. So meanwhile, Louis and Bill are talking. The guys are talking, and Louis is like, hey, I'm not wearing any undies today. Huh? Bill's like, nice and loose, Tarzan, baby. Sounds like there's something for me to swing off of.
You Tarzan, me Jane, am I right?
And then Polly's like, oh, you're never fucking borrowing any of my pants. Oh.
No one is borrowing any of your pants, okay? Some of us need circulation in our legs.
I was about to say, your size small pants.
Christ. You look like a brand new tube of toothpaste. Nobody is borrowing those pants.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So Jackie goes up to Dolores. Well, she's talking to the Jens, but she goes up to Dolores and she's like, can we talk? And so Dolores is like, all right, go ahead. She's like, listen, you know how sorry I am. And when we were having that conversation, you know, like my stomach turns and I just don't know what to say, Dolores. You know, and Dolores is like, listen, it's just kind of like Paul in a wedding ring. I'm just not going to buy that right now. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, can I just tell you something? And Dolores like, well, not about what was said. Look, I did something that was shitty, but the real bad guy in this situation is Margaret. She said terrible things about everybody. She vented to me about everybody. I mean, everybody has vented about everybody. Dolores like, okay, what's your point?
Well, yeah, but if that's true, then what's your argument? Is your argument that everybody's vented, so you shouldn't be in trouble for venting, or that Margaret's the worst person in the world for venting? Like,
yeah, exactly.
You're terrible at this. You're a lawyer. Like, get it together. So Jackie's like, yeah, that's why I'm so upset, because I hurt you, but also because it's like the end. Like, I just don't know how I ever forgive Margaret. I don't know how I ever forgive Margaret.
That's why I'm so upset, because I'm mad at Margaret right now. And Dolores goes, you know what? Sometimes friendships need a break. She was like, yeah, they do. And so does this one. She's like, oh, didn't realize I set myself up for that.
Like, Dolores, come on. She goes, yeah, whatever. So she tells us, I could give a fuck about Jackie's hurt feelings. I mean, Jackie talks a lot of shit, and that's why she's in this mess. Stop running your mouth.
So you do not get on Dolores' bad side. So she's like, listen, if I didn't care about you, I wouldn't be standing here fighting for this. No, I honestly don't. You know what, Jackie? I'm so tired. I'm tired.
I'm literally exhausted.
Do you know how many times I had to take that sombrero off of Paulie's head? I'm tired. My arms are tired today.
I literally found the sombrero tied to the top of the car. I said, you think I'm not going to see it when I get out of the car, Paulie? I saw the sombrero. It's not a sombrero party, Paul.
You know, she did a shitty thing, and I'm devastated by what she did. Well, that's something you're going to have to deal with. Goodbye.
So she just walks off. She goes, there's no friendship here. No love lost. Goodbye. Like, damn, the coldness.
Remember, Dolores, don't forget, Dolores has never truly loved Jackie. You know, they've had several flare-ups. And she said, we're cut from a different cloth. You know, she's always been like, it's been an uneasy friendship. And so this was like, fuck her.
Yeah, she finally has permission to not fake it anymore, basically. Yeah. So then, party. Bill is rubbing Jen's boob. And it's like, you're feeling my boobie, baby. It's like, I'm warming you up. You said warm me up, didn't you?
I thought it was Joe Gorga's butt for a moment there. Too bad.
So then Danielle and Teresa are talking and talking about how beautiful it is, how beautiful everything is. And Danielle's like,
you know, I wanted to check with you because, like, I feel like we haven't talked all since my bougie brunch. Was fantastic, you know. I just want to make sure we're good, you know. Sure. Yeah, we're good. I just said, you know what? It's like you got people in your head, like Margaret, Melissa, the worst person in the world, the other worst person in the world.
The worst thing will be to have someone in your ear telling you what to think. Someone like the root of all evil, Margaret. You should expose her. Expose her. Where's Jackie? Did you expose Margaret yet?
So then they start talking about Jen. which is really what Danielle's here for. So she's like, yeah, like we had a little argument and it's intense and I thought we were good. She goes, yeah, well, you should ask her. So Danielle's like, yeah, I thought we were good. So Jen comes up. So Danielle's like,
Oh, we was just talking about you. I wanted to talk to you because, like, why would you say those things to me? Why would you say that? And she's like, I was just shocked to hear that you threw somebody out. I just didn't like that. You know, I mean, you're belittling someone.
You know, when you ride the Gen 8 and you don't belittle people, that's just not something I ever do, and I'm sure there'd be no clips of that whatsoever if someone wanted to compile that.
So Danielle's like, what? That she's talking shit about me? And she goes,
Well, she was just saying that you threw her out, and then when Lena said it, it just triggered me, baby. I'm like, does this girl only have television? Like, why does she just consider other people's feelings? I'm very considerate, baby.
Jen Aiden's like, why can't she be like me? Considerate.
I know, woman of the people, Jennifer Aiden. She goes,
Oh, see that whole section? That's all irrelevant. And like, it was the fact that, you know, you said things that I stole from charity.
I didn't say you stole from it. I said you paid yourself back. And you told me you were paying yourself back and that you were donating. After you paid yourself back, you donate.
She goes, pay myself back for what? Okay, so Danielle explains to the audience, because Jen is pretty good at this by now, and is openly saying you're stealing money from a charity, and that's not normal. And when people throw a charity, they put their own money into it and don't expect to get it back, which is absolute bullshit. That is not true. So Danielle explains how charities work. And now this is a tricky one because Jen is very convincing, because I'm like, yeah, Danielle's right. But then I'm like, but Jen's right too. Because then Jen follows it up. But basically, Danielle explains that when you put a charity event together, it costs money. You have food, you have vendors, you have a space that you rent. That doesn't come out of your own pocket. That comes out of what you raise for the charity, and then what you make out of the charity. What you make after all of those bills being paid is what you pay for the charity. But then Jen says that she said, yeah, but she said, after I pay myself for my time, then the rest of them. So now it sounds like she is paying herself.
they're both like super unreliable narrators. Like the way Danielle talks about her issues with her dad and her brother, I'm always like, there's more than that. I know there's more than that, but you have a way of like, you know, judging the truth. And then Jennifer Aiden is like the queen of like giving her own filtered view of something. So it's hard to know who's right, but based on like the two claims, I kind of side with Danielle more. I don't know how a charity really works. I really don't. But like Danielle saying, I wasn't paying myself. I was paying the vendors for all this, you know, for coming and helping out. Like to me that like, am I not, without being exposed to the charity world, that seemed to make sense to me. And then Jennifer saying, no, she said she was getting paid for her time. I'm like, but did she say that? I don't know. But I kind of am leaning more towards Danielle on this one.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't know. I need more evidence because Danielle makes perfect sense. But then Jen says things that she says like, oh, well, I'm going to pay myself back for my time. And then there are people who do make money, like charity brokers or people who connect people with. So maybe she's thinking of it like that. And charity is fucking shady. I mean, doing catering for so many years, like in New York, I would do these big, huge balls. And I mean, it's just so much money dripping off all of the rentals, and the parties were just hundreds of thousands of dollars, and waiters with, you know, white jackets and gloved service everywhere, like one waiter for every probably 5 people in the place. I mean, these insane parties where all the money is being spent basically for these people to have a bougie party to go to. You know, it seems like a fucking racket. So I think that Danielle is telling the truth, but then Jen just keeps making these cases. So I'm not sure. I don't know what to believe yet.
How mad was Leanne Locken that she could not be part of this charity fight? She's probably at home being like, no, I cannot watch this. This is too difficult for me.
For this.
This was supposed to be my moment.
When the parade passes by. So then so Jen's like, you know, you say that you're going to pay yourself. When I have a charity event, I just pay for all the vendors. I do all that, which is not true. I don't believe it. And she's like, yeah, but you're a multimillionaire. She goes,
We're not multis. We're maybe 1 million. Maybe 1 million, baby. We're very modest people.
And then Danielle's like, oh, okay. They have like 10 cars, the biggest house in Paramus. Come on.
A shore house, Ferraris, and Bill's not bringing in $1 million. I mean, see, this is where Jennifer is like, you're like, really? I'm not sure I believe anything you say. I mean, she literally arranged a whole fake, Turkish coffee cup reading last season, and she even was caught and telling the fortune teller ahead of time like what sort of fortunes to give. So like Jennifer's like, I'm not sure. So then she's like, she turns to Teresa. She goes,
I said, why didn't you put our names on the step and repeat? It would have killed you to put up 8 in plastic surgery when we're just a struggling plastic surgery business trying to make $200 for the year, baby.
Where is the charity in that? Where is it?
And so Danielle's like, oh God, Lena triggered you that much to try to destroy me as a person? She goes,
No, there's something else, but I don't want to say it.
she's like, just say it.
No, I can't say it. I would never do it to you. I'd never say it on national television. It could ruin you. It could ruin everybody. The aftershocks could even ruin Lena.
Hey, are you using echo electricity over there?
Quiet down, Dolores. This ain't about you, bitch.
Okay. The girl who does your hair extensions, Marissa.
I was like, oh God, another hair person. Here
It's
we
a hair
go.
fight. It's a hairdresser fight. I love it.
There's so many fights with the hair people on this show because there was also
I
stuff
literally
about Pamela. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, she asked me to be a model for what I thought was a masterclass.
I was like, a master. I was like, here's your first problem: the concept of a master class happening with anyone associated with this cast.
With hair extensions.
I know.
And let me tell you, I can tell you this from years of watching this show. No hairdresser on this show should be bragging and giving a master class on hair extensions.
I know.
Because they suck on this show. We
Cautionary
all have
tales,
eyes.
maybe. Yeah. She goes,
So, you know what? You called me up. You called me up and you said, you're like, do you know what you signed up for, baby? And I said, I don't know what that is, a master class. And then you told me, no, it's to be a model for her hair extensions on her website for her to sell. And none of us are getting paid. And I was so turned off that you wanted to make money on somebody that I would think that you would consider a friend, baby.
So then Danielle just starts letting her have it. Danielle flies off the fucking handle. But before we even get to that, just from what Jen is saying, so she's saying, why aren't you mad at Marissa for lying to you?
Yeah.
Marissa is saying, I want you to come be a model in a master class. That's just a friendly thing. Marissa is tricking you, and she's going to use your pictures on social media so that if you say no once you get there, then you're going to look like a terrible person. So this girl's just trying to warn you, like, that this is a thing that she's going to be using us for a website. So I just want you to know so you don't get here and get pissed off at me that my hairdresser is using you like that and not telling you. I think that was actually nice of Danielle to do.
yeah. Well, yeah. So then Danielle, she's like, you fucking piece of shit, motherfucker. Sorry, I was just texting my dad.
She's like,
But you said it.
she says,
That's what you are. You're a piece of shit motherfucker. That's what you are. I'm cutting my mom off for this. I'm cutting her off for this.
and Jen's like,
You said it there, baby.
so then Danielle is saying, no, she's taking this innocent conversation. I was just warning her of what was happening. I was not telling her not to do it or that I wanted money, and now she's twisting it and using it against me on TV to make me look like an asshole.
Danielle's take is like, look, I was just letting her know this isn't a masterclass. This is actually a promo thing, and you should know because you've got hair people, and they may get upset that you're promoting their hair products instead of your hair people's hair products.
Right, because it is apparently very risky territory. These hairdressers, you have to be on tippy toes around these hairdressers in New Jersey, as we are learning right now. So you can't just be calling somebody else's hair lady and being like, you want to try on my extensions for the internet, and then it's going to ruin your hair lady's life. It's like fucking House of Cards over here. Okay?
Yeah, and she's saying, I'm warning her because I don't want Jennifer to feel duped. And then Jennifer turns to me and is like, you tricked me. But here the irony is that now she tried to intercede here, and then Jennifer's using it against her regardless.
Yeah, Jennifer, wow. So then, by the way, this is what Jennifer is accusing Margaret of doing, is taking secrets that somebody else told them and using it against them publicly to make them look stupid. I mean, that's exactly what she's accusing Margaret of doing, who, by the way, Margaret isn't doing this. All she used was that little text.
Right.
So anyway, Danielle is like, you're a fuck. fuck? And she's like, you dogged your girl. You dogged your makeup girl. Who does that? She goes, I did not dog my girl. You're a fucking piece of shit. You got a piece of shit. So then she's getting in her face and pointing in her face and doing the whole like, oh yeah, you want a piece of me? You got a piece of me, bitch. It's right here. You want to try to take a piece of me? And then she gives us the Danielle that we fell in love with, the fly off the handle crazy person from Staten Island.
Yeah, she said, don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare. I fucking ride for my people.
Did you not say that, baby? Did you not say,
I never said that.
did you not call me about Marissa, baby?
I just said, you know what you're getting yourself into with this whole fucking photo shoot. That's just what it is.
That was a behavior trait that I would never do to my hair, girl, ever.
That's a behavior trait I would never do to my hair girl.
I mean, come on. How do people not love this fucking show? So Danielle's like, you're doing it to me right now, but you did to her. Doing it to me right now. And so we see Nate is watching from far away, like, oh, Jesus. So then Jen's like, you got bad behavior, baby. She goes, you're not doing this to me. Fuck you. I see you. I see you, bitch. And now they're just yelling, and Danielle's screaming, you're dirty. Everyone was right about you. You're a piece of shit. I see you. I know I see you now. She goes, you need to calm down.
You need to calm down, baby. You need to calm down.
So then they call each other fucking dirtbags.
Yeah, fucking
And then
dirtbag.
Jen pushes Danielle, and then Danielle is holding a plastic cup and reaches around and smacks Jen on the side of the head and breaks the plastic cup all over her. And everyone's screaming, and production runs over. And we have watched this, well, if you're me, 37 times on people's Instagram accounts where they're slowing it down and repeating it over and over again. And everyone's like, whose fault is it? It's both of their fucking faults. Danielle was in Jen's face, really close to her face, with her finger in her face. Jen pushed her to get her off of her. Jen initiated contact, but they're both trash at this point. I mean, pushing and a glass ready to launch into the side of somebody's head, plastic or not, is not great. I mean, neither one of them came out of this looking great.
Well, I mean, I think that if you had to the needle to me goes more towards Jennifer Aiden in terms of fault because she pushed. But I think that Danielle's response was a terrible response. So they have this thing. Of course, then security and Nate comes out of nowhere. They separate them all up, and they're pulling them apart. And Danielle's like, "You're so fucking dirty. You're so fucking dirty." And Jen is like, licking the beverage off her face on her finger. She's like,
I taste good, baby doll.
Tastes good, baby doll. Tastes good, real good.
And so Nate's like, oh my God, that's fucked up, Jen. You're supposed to be friends. That's fucked up. And Jen's like,
I see your true colors. I fucking added you, bitch.
and so, oh no, Jen's yelling that to What's Her Buns.
Danielle.
And so then Dolores, they're just trying to break it up. They're still yelling at each other and all that. So now Danielle and Nate have to walk through the house to get out. And Bill is just sitting there with the messiest hair. I don't know what Bill's been doing, but
wasted.
Bill looks like he just jumped out of a bush.
and Danielle's like,
I don't give a shit. Your wife's a bitch. Your wife's a dirty fucking dumb bitch. Just so you know, when you go to bed tonight, you sleep with the fucking devil. He's like,
tell me something I don't know, girlfriend.
Why do you think I married her?
She's camp.
It's called Iconic. Bye now. He really does look at her like that. He's like, okay, crazy lady. I'll take my crazy lady over you any day. So she's just screaming, like, fuck your fucking wife. And so then the girl's like, well, who hit who? Which, of course, is the Jersey thing that they always ask. But everyone's always at fault in this show. Like, there's literally never an innocent person on this show. So then Teresa is like, she brought up Marissa. And Dolores goes, my girl, Marissa? And Danielle goes, oh, Marissa. She goes, what about Marissa? Oh, God. Don't even say this in front of me. Paul, it's a sombrero party. Go get it.
Did Marissa give Paul the sombrero? Marissa gave Paul the sombrero. So,
hey, look, everybody. Paul's dancing in circles around the sombrero. Isn't that great? You're doing great, honey.
So Teresa's like,
yeah, well, I guess she pushed her. I didn't even see her pushing her.
and then everyone's like, the Cabrals are leaving and everything. And then, Teresa's daughter's like, what happened, Ma? She's like,
I don't even know. Like, Danielle left. Where's Jennifer? Oh my God.
so Jen Fast is like, are you okay? And Jackie's like, she threw that at you. She threw that at you worse than the way that Margaret threw all these accusations out about me. It's terrible.
That must have hurt you as much as Margaret hurt me when she screenshotted the text and used it against me. I'm the real victim in this fight.
So Jennifer's like, oh, I know, but like, you don't throw a drink. And Jackie's like, yeah, and that made us so angry that she throws a drink at you. That's ridiculous. Jennifer's like, what the fuck?
So yeah, everyone's just reacting, and then in the car we see car cam with Nate and Danielle and enabler ass Nate, who I know a lot of people see this and are like, wow, that's a good husband, really going to support you through anything. What a good partner. Fuck that. This isn't enabling. This guy, like, with all the shit, all the people that she cuts off, all the shit this girl goes through in the public eye, just making herself, and we've only heard her side of the story too, where she gets to make herself sound like the hero. She doesn't need a partner who's like, you're right, honey, you're totally right. Cut him off. And you do everything for everybody. And now, no, you need to be like, babe, I get that you're in a fight, but we're in public and on TV and we have children. You can't be smashing fucking drinks into people's heads. Grow the fuck up. Like, come on now.
Yeah, so he's just basically being like, yeah, she's the worst and everything. And then Paulie and Dolores are in the backyard, and Dolores like,
he's like, whenever someone pushes you to the edge like that, especially someone like her that literally manufactures absolute fucking lies. I mean, what are you supposed to do? It's like, oh,
walk away. How about that?
Yeah,
so,
walk away.
So Paulie and Dolores are back in the backyard, and Dolores like, well, Jen pushed the wrong one too far. That's what happened. Like, oh, exactly. And you can't do that to someone like Danielle. I mean, if it's for fuck's sake. I mean, I don't know what she said. Really, Paulie, did you put salsa in your sombrero? You're eating chips out of your sombrero now?
Listen, he had guacamole brain. Okay. So then I think this is funny because, first of all, that they all think of Danielle like this. Like, you can't talk to that woman like that. Are you nuts? But also that this is always how everybody's talked about Jen. Like, you got what you deserved. You talk to Jen like that, you know how Jen's going to react, know? And now they're saying it to Jen. Like, see, that's what you get, Jen. You can't do that. So it's funny that Jen's kind of getting a taste of her own medicine here.
Right. So they're all talking about it. Teresa's like, what happened? And Dolores like, did you push her? And she's like,
I don't know if I pushed her. Well, I mean, she was in my face. It all happened so fast. I mean, I guess I could have pushed her. I don't know, baby. I can't say what happened for sure. It just so much happened. I don't know. It went wrong, officer. I didn't mean to. I swear I didn't mean to. It just was so fast. There's so many emotions, baby.
But she's actually kind of deadly calm, which is super weird, where she's like, I could have pushed her. Who knows? And Tiffany, the new girl's like, well, I think if someone pushed me, then maybe I would throw my drink too, wouldn't you guys? And Teresa's like, oh, hell fucking yeah, I do it every year. And Jen's like, don't come into my personal space then, because that's an act of aggression. So then back in the car, and Nate's like, you're right. And Danielle's like, she must be miserable to her fucking life, because I got everything she wants. I got you, I got fashion, and fashion in you. I got 7 models. I have 7 models.
So, yeah, back to the party. Teresa's like, well, thank God you guys are fine, And Teresa's like, she's from Long Island, so, you don't mess with a girl from Long Island.
So who's she talking? Isn't Jen from Long Island? And
yeah, Jen is from Long Island. Teresa's saying that Jen's from Long Island. Like,
she's fine. And then, well, I don't know. Long Island versus Staten Island. I literally don't know who to put my money on, honestly.
I don't know.
I've lived in both. Well, I didn't live in I lived in Long Island City, which was different. But I would put my money on Staten Island. That was the first place I ever lived in New York City. And I lived in a house it was missing one of the columns in front that held the house up. And so the house was tilted down towards the street. And we would sit in rolling chairs that would roll down the house into the wall. That's how we watched TV. And those are tough motherfuckers, is what I'm saying. They did not give a shit. Even the houses were tough motherfuckers. So like, you want a piece of me? You want a piece of me? I'm like, you're a tilted house. What are you going to do? They're like, I'll crush you to death. Come on, fuck with me.
I'm putting my money on Staten Island all day long. I just think of Angelina from Jersey Shore showing up at the Jersey Shore with she didn't even have a luggage. She just had a trash bag she showed up with. I was like, Staten Island has tough people.
Man, and mob wives? Oh, man.
That's a big old dump. Yeah, no.
Fuck yeah.
I'm choosing that over Long Island any day.
So, Jen, they're like, you okay, Jen? You okay? And she's like,
I'm not gonna cry over this one. I'm not gonna cry over this one, baby. I'm good. I'm real fucking good. She's mad. I get it. I'd be mad if I was her, too.
And then I assumed we were getting the mid-season trailer after this. I was like, if there was ever an episode to get a mid-season trailer, it would be this one. But none. No mid-season trailer. Not yet. So I guess we'll have to wait on that one. But here it is, the big fight. It has now happened.
It has now happened. Loved it.
Yeah.
Love this show. Great season.
Well, I guess we'll see what's going to happen. What the story is that they both got suspended after this fight, right? Or was it they were suspended after the other? Didn't they get into another fight at the finale?
I think so. I don't know.
We'll find out.
I thought they got suspended for a while after this one, but then, Jen gets into a fight at Bravo. I don't know when this was shot even, but then Jen gets into a fight with Joe Gorga at BravoCon and throws a drink at him. So it's not like she can be on some high horse. So there were like drinks thrown at that one too. So I don't know. This cast is always fucking insane. Who knows? But
Disaster.
I'm sure we'll look it up and come up with some stories to talk about on Crappy Hour Monday night.
Yes, everyone, thank you so much for being here. Stay tuned for our next episode. We'll have some House the Dragon coming up soon. And we'll catch you on the next show. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary. It's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. We want to hang with Liz Lang. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Ring that bell for Rachel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.